Hopefully. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Doc and Queenie Facebook Live. Good afternoon, Queenie.
Good afternoon, Doc. How are you doing today? We didn't have a football game to watch yesterday. How are you feeling about that?
It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I actually did some work.
I know, seriously. I'm like, what do I do if there's no football? I don't know actually what to do today.
Well, I could put you to work if you want to come over.
Yeah, I bet you could. Thank you. I kept quite busy.
Yeah, so what's new in your neck of the woods?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I am joyous, like screaming how the weather now. Last night, I'm sorry about the storms and people lost power and things like that. And alarm systems were beeping all over my house. And I'm like, okay, not funny. But the good news is the light is longer every day. And I absolutely love that. The sun is shining today. And right now it's 56 degrees in Kansas City. So I think it's a fantastic Monday. And I know it's your favorite, maybe not your favorite day of the week, right?
Well, I'm trying. The sun is out, so I got a bunch of stuff done before we met here today. So
Yep.
I'm happy.
That is very, very cool. I love that. And honestly, even in some of my training classes and things like that, I always say, well, come Wednesday, 1/6 of our year is behind us. So how did you do so far with 1/6 of that year? And it really is one of those things that I think when you break it down, and I'm kind of a timeline person, when you break it down, you can kind of see how your year is going as far as your goals and strategies. And so if there's 6/6 and 1/6 is gone, are you ahead or behind schedule? And I'm kind of a schedule girl. I don't know if you knew that, Doc.
I'm kind of catching on to that.
Yeah.
So, hey, Queenie.
Hey, Doc.
Start off right off the bat. We've got some interesting national days of.
Uh-oh, let's hear that.
Do you like fruit? Are you a fruit person?
Most of the time, it's a little sweet for me, but I have done berries in the past. Raspberries are probably my favorite ever, but I don't do fruit intentionally because of the sugar content. We must have a fruit day today.
Yes, we do. What do you think?
Oh, okay. Yes, I love strawberries. Okay, I could do that.
They're not too sweet.
Not usually, and I couldn't do the sweet ones actually. My grandmother, I remember, used to pop the tops off of strawberries and literally then soak them in sugar water or something. And I was like, and then she made syrup stuff with it, and it was usually a pie, which was nice. But oh my gosh, here's some sugar to dip your strawberries in, and I never could figure that one out.
We used to put it in milk and sprinkle it with sugar, and that was breakfast.
Oh my gosh. Isn't it a funny thing, the habits that people get in?
Yes. Well, and I have some memories of strawberries. Actually, my parents we had a house in Michigan, which is right in the fruit belt. A lot of people don't know that Michigan actually has a fruit belt. And like the strawberries and the fruit from there were just unbelievable. People always think, well, I get my strawberries from California. Well, there's no comparison.
There's other places.
Yes, there's other places. And one year we went with my grandmother and we picked like 35 pounds of strawberries. So we had strawberry pie and strawberry shortcake and strawberry. Yeah. So I love strawberries. Those are one of my favorites. So happy National Strawberry Day, Queenie.
And happy National Strawberry Day to Karen as well. We're thrilled that you're here. She's one of our faithful friends on purpose, and I don't think that Karen has missed too many high noons before, so that's pretty fun. Oh my gosh, what do you have there, Dr. Laura?
Well, I have Farrah Fawcett. I wish these backgrounds were a little bit better. This is let me try that again. Happy National Retro Day. So
all right, okay.
I went back to the 70s and 80s. And of course, there's my favorite guy with the Ferrari.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. Imagine you liking somebody with a fast car.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it unusual? And then Farrah Fawcett here, her picture actually gives you several different things. Skateboards were popular. That's when Nike first came out, and she's wearing bell bottoms. But of course, if you see at the top of the picture, you see the polyester. I love pointing. Let's see which one. That one. Nope, this one. Polyester pantsuits with the bell bottoms. Like
Oh
I
my gosh.
unfortunately wore some of those. My mother
Can
loved to sew.
you even imagine? Oh my gosh.
And then of course, boombox. I don't know if anybody have heard of a boombox. Did you ever have a boombox there, Queenie?
Music was not my thing. I do remember an 8-track tape cassette converter for my fabulous 1972 white Impala with red leather trim. But other than that, nope.
Yeah, I didn't have a boombox, but I had the cassette tape deck thing in my Chevy Beretta, two-tone blue.
Oh, wow. Of course, blue. Of course.
And did you ever see up in that from my site, the left-hand corner is Grease? Did you ever see the movie Grease?
Yes, and actually they play it often now, which is interesting on TV, like different channels, and it's a classic, kind of, as they would think to call it these days. And it's always funny because I'm just surfing channels and all this comes up, and I check to see if it's the real Grease, and it is. So it's funny to me that it's a retro movie.
Yeah, well, it's you listen to the music that we listen to, or I should say we did. I don't know about what you listen to, but and then my kids are going, "Oh, that's so retro," and you're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So happy National Retro Day, and it's also
Music-
National. Huh? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Music is a definite way to bridge the gap of generations. And
Yes.
that really, you can tell Gen Z, Gen Y, millennial, you can tell, just play music and they'll go, ew. And so you can just kind of tell. So it's very funny how music is such a date-er.
Well, and my daughter actually is listening to music that we used to listen to when we were in high school.
Oh, wow.
And we also had informed her we got rid of all of our records because we went, to cassettes and then CDs, and now vinyl is back and it's $30 or $35 a record. And she's like, "Mom, why didn't you save?" I'm like, "I don't think you would have liked everything that I had." So.
Well, not only that, but it would be interesting to see if the needles on the new vinyl players it would work on the old ones, because they really are scratchy and weird and things like that. And I remember the 78 adapters and all that different stuff. So I can't imagine that would be a current thing. And of course, like I say, kids are just like, and every time you get dissed for a generational issue, I always go, hang on. Someday your kids are going to do the very same thing to you. So be careful.
Yep. Be careful of what you do.
Hey, Debbie, welcome. Yeah, absolutely. And it really is one of those things. But that's not bad for National Days Of compared to the fact that we usually don't get National Days Of on Mondays.
No, and it's also National Polar Bear Day, but I
don't want to talk about polar bears. I want to talk about spring.
Yes. Yes. I don't know how many we're less than we're a couple of weeks. Yeah. We're a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, we are definitely getting there. I live all year for March just because now I want everything to be 2 days or 3 days each. And because, like I say, the light is lighter. It's gorgeous outside. The grass is getting green. I like green. I don't know if you knew that, Doc. And
I kind of gathered. I thought you liked green. Yeah.
I know. And like I say, sun shines all over the house and all these windows, and it's so cool to see. Now, again, last night, stormy in Kansas City. So hopefully all of our faithful friends on purpose are safe. Los Angeles got hit. Different parts of the country just got smashed to smithereens as far as storms. So hopefully all of our friends watching now and on the replay are safe.
We always talk about this. It's so funny how you seem to get like the wind and the rain and this and that. I didn't hear a thing last night. The ground was, yeah. So we must have just gotten the tail end or something.
I don't. And well, good for you, honestly. But the wind blew so hard that it really did blow my alarm systems. And all of a sudden, everything's beeping and blinking, and I'm like, "What?" So I got on the news thing, and it was just blowing like cray out here. And it's you just never know, and just different parts of the city. It's a funny thing. People that I network with now, somebody says they're from Kansas City, and they go, "Oh, do you know?" And I'm just they figure that Kansas City is so small that I must know whoever they're talking about. And it's just always such a funny thing to me, because I always say, "Well, Kansas City is probably a little bigger than you think." And but they just anticipate if somebody Kansas City and I'm Kansas City, it's just, oh, you must know da-da. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But that,
Well, yeah, in typical Kansas, we have 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts right now, which actually is not too bad.
no, it's not. Last night, like I say, they were up in the 50s, and some parts of Texas actually had hurricane force winds. And I've got a friend right now that is in, oh my gosh, not south. And one of my friends is actually traveling to Rockwall. That's where one of the offices is for my water company. And so I was definitely
They're getting ice.
that.
They're
Absolutely.
getting ice right now. It looks nasty. The Great Lakes, all along the Great Lakes, this radar is showing. I mean, it's all snow and ice. So
Karen just mentioned when she meets someone from Kenya, do you know Isaac? Isaac Wambua is one of our networking friends, and he's a partner now with American Club Association with Karen, and an author and a speaker and a coach. And it's always amazing, you know, someone. And I do carry my globe around now just because everything I do is so incredibly international. And I'm grateful for that. I mean, my reach has expanded in a very large way, and I'm thrilled. But the globe for me has been when they say Kenya, where is that in relationship to Nigeria, where the founder of one of my groups is in? And so somebody says they're from Nigeria. So I say that too. Do you know Edwin? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, Catherine, I don't think that's how that works. So it is a funny thing. You anticipate that corner of the world is just all encompassed and everybody just greets and that knows everybody.
well, you know, and that actually is good because we feel connected virtually.
And that part is nice. And just like my friend that is in Rockwall right now, he lives in Pennsylvania. And so, yes, we had a Eagles Chiefs conversation, and he was very gracious. And so when he said he was going to Rockwall, obviously for a Dallas convention, when I said I have an office there, I said, pop in and get a drink because you just never know. But that's an opportunity, seriously, to even taste Kangen water if he hasn't already. But I think about the travel that people are starting to do now. Did you know, Doc, that tomorrow is actually the launch, the grand opening, drum roll please, of our brand new airport? And so a lot of people are flying out tonight on purpose, last flight from the old airport, and they're going to be flying in tomorrow, first flight at the new airport, and how they've got everything orchestrated. If you parked in blue and now you park in yellow and now you park in somewhere else, the shuttle knows that you're in the old section. So they're going to wait until every single car is out of that other parking lot before that section is totally shut down from all the shuttles, and you won't be able to get in there at all. So it's very strategic how they have completely closed one section. Final flights tonight, first flights tomorrow. So it's pretty exciting. Kansas City is just exploding with excitement, I think.
I can't wait to see it. I guess I'm going to have to go somewhere.
Yeah. There you go. That's the best news of all. And I do remember actually a million years ago flying out from what was it called? Midland Airport or whatever the one was downtown. Midway. Yeah. No, that's Chicago. Mid-continent airport. There you go. The one downtown. And so then okay. I think so. And then it was 20 miles north to get to KCI as we know it. And then the new one, they're doing flykc.com for the new website. I hope they have all the redirects done. But even so, it was flykci.com before. Now it's flykc.com to get the new information. But it looks absolutely gorgeous from all the pictures. And I've been following the news because they're doing mock flights to show everybody how cool it is. And of course, everybody's talking about the food and the playgrounds and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I want to just get there.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm excited about that. That's pretty cool. You know what else I'm excited about, Queenie?
It's Monday.
No.
Okay. Why did I know that would be your answer?
How about I'm excited that you're going to spin the wheel today?
Well, I am. But first of all, I'd like to thank you and certainly Derica Morgan for being part of our Doc and Queenie Guest Live on Friday. That was a serious blast. And I really do mean that. I've known Derica actually for several years, and her story was impactful. All of you watching with us now are certainly on the replay. If you haven't heard from Derica Morgan yet, please do watch the Doc and Queenie Facebook guest live, actually from Friday this past week. I pinned it at the top of our Doc and Queenie page only so people can get to know Derica. But wasn't that cool, Doc, when she was talking about her Etsy store And then she was talking about her Pinterest coaching and the fact that she is helping people get exposure on Pinterest and actually monetize it. I just think the social media is so fascinating to me.
Oh, totally. And what I loved about what she had to say, a lot of it is what we teach and what you train on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's step by step. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps and keep moving forward. She was it was really cool to meet her.
Yeah. I don't know how many guest lives we have scheduled in the next few months. I always look at my calendar 1 week at a time. So I always get a little nuts if I do it several weeks. So if you have not been a guest on Doc and Queenie Guest Live, and even in a 6-month span, we'd love to have you back. If your company has changed, if your reach has changed, if your social media strategies have changed, we'd love to know all of that. And we'd love to interview you. So then you can post that link all over social media for your own advertising. I just think it's so much fun. And interviewing Derica was a blast. And I'm so glad you set her up.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. So, all right.
Let me find, I think I found it. There we go. Boom. Tell me when you can see the screen. Uh-oh, can't you?
Now I can.
Okay, good.
Right.
I know your favorite number is 7, so I'm shuffling the wheel 7 times. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Rev Doc 7, Garden Doc 7. I know your favorite number is 7. Woo! Okay, this is a good one.
Our thesaurus. All right.
Absolutely. Isn't this a perfect topic since your ebook just came out? And I really do think that is the coolest thing ever. And congratulations again that your ebook is now available for purchase on your website. That is explosive. Did you use Power Thesaurus on your ebook, Doc?
I used it a couple of times because I did not want to be redundant in my verbiage.
Woo! Wow. Hang on a second. I got to look those words up. Go ahead.
How do you spell that? No, my mother was an English teacher, so it's in my blood.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes, Power Thesaurus. I used it a couple of times. I love it. It's kind of like the AI stuff we've talked about, and I'm segueing off, but AI and Power Thesaurus, if you're stuck, I do tons and tons of writing blogs and ebooks, et cetera, et cetera. And sometimes you get stuck or you just want to say something in a different way. Even the Power Thesaurus, give me a different word for garden, and it's got hundreds of different words. And they also tell you if it's a noun or a verb or an adjective. And it's just fantastic. I love it. How about you, Queenie?
I have definitely used it before in some of my posts and things like that. And Lisa Fredrickson, one of our faithful friends on purpose here on the Doc and Queenie show and part of the Fun Fearless Female global community of Christian women with Delinda Lane, is the one that actually exposed me to it. And I looked at that and I was like, oh my gosh, how many times have I said, I wish there was a different word for, and all of a sudden she says powerthesaurus.org might help you. And I was like, OMG, it was a great fit for me because I do love, just like you said, your mom was an English teacher. I have been into vocabulary and English, and diagramming sentences is actually my thing. And which of course made my kids nuts when they had to do that 100 years ago. But I look back on those things and it really seriously is helpful. And when I think about finding another word that means this and all the choices that they give you, and all of a sudden you go, I knew that word, but I didn't think to put it in this context. And I think it's a cool system.
Oh, diagramming sentences. Yes, I have trauma from that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And few people like it, but it rocks my world because it's very strategic and very planned and very agendaed and things like that.
It was drilled into our heads. I mean, we started in 5th grade and didn't finish until the end of high school.
Yes, I bet that's true. My kids would come home, and I hope the teachers aren't listening, but my kids would come home and they would go, ew. And I go, oh my gosh, yay.
So excited. Yeah.
So they got A's in English, which was cool during those semesters. But I really seriously, absolutely love how vernacular is important. Verbiage is important. parts of speech are important. All of those things work together so that we actually have coherent sentences. And sometimes there's double entendre, different meanings, things like that. I get that, but I love the fact that you can actually strategize to get your point across depending upon the words that you use. So it really, see, it just
And
rocks.
communication is important, and that brings up the question, the challenge for those watching. How do you communicate? How are you being, seen out there? Are you communicating correctly? Are you communicating poorly? Maybe there are no results because your communication is not where it needs to be. So,
Well, and that's a very good point, actually, Doc. I was in a training class earlier this morning, actually, and I said to one of the people on the call, how do we get to your YouTube channel? And she said, huh. And she didn't know the name of her channel, because for those of you who don't have a YouTube channel yet, the name of it is one thing. And if it's a specific name, you're probably findable. But if it's a Kathy's Cook, oh, that's never going to happen. I was going to say Kathy's Cooking.
Kathy's Cookbook
Yes,
on YouTube.
Kathy's Cookbook. Yeah. If you look for that, good luck to her.
I didn't mean to laugh.
It's all right. I was laughing when I thought about it. But even whatever you're looking for on YouTube, and it's a common name, you're kind of in a mess if you don't know how to direct someone to that particular channel. So now, thanks to LinkedIn, you can add your link to your YouTube channel on the very front page of your profile. And so I looked at that and I just went, is there a reason that you haven't? Because she's got a huge following on her YouTube page. She's not to 100 yet, but that she's only recently started. And so I said, wouldn't that be the coolest thing ever if you took that link and put it on the front page of your LinkedIn profile? And then the next time somebody asks you what your LinkedIn profile, your YouTube channel is called, you'd be able to just send them right there and they could click on it. Oh my gosh, I never thought of that. And so all of these different strategies, I guess you would say. And look at you, Doc. I have known that you have done a YouTube video to send people to your website to get them to purchase your ebook. And I look at those strategies like this, and how do they get to see your greenhouse? Here's a link on your own business page, Kitchen Garden Expert. And now if it's pinned at the top, they would be able to have a video of your greenhouse, boom, right there. The whole thing for me, as far as how social media strategies are commingled, I think is just massive genius.
Oh, it is kind of an art, as we've learned, to know how to do that, how to cross-pollinate. And then each platform, the intricacies of each platform, on Instagram, you have to hold the camera up straight for your reel, and a lot to drive you nuts. But you just keep, circling back around to Derica with step by step, and keep diving into it, and you'll learn eventually, hopefully sooner than later. That's what I always say when I'm learning something new. It drives me crazy at the beginning because I don't understand, and then like the light goes on, and you're like, oh, okay, I see. But these are all things that we can use to market and communicate with possible clients out in the world.
One of my friends on an earlier call, I actually did a posting party this morning also. And one of the ladies on there said, because I was asking, do you have a YouTube channel yet? And she said, yep, but I only have 2 subscribers. And so, of course, instantly my brain goes to, I already have 2 subscribers, because we all start at 0. I mean, when you start a new platform, hello, the answer is still 0. And so she already has 2, which I think is awesome. And so several tips like that on how to get a LinkedIn link to your YouTube channel, how to get a dangle the carrot video about your company, and then to cross-pollinate that on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and Twitter and wherever else you go. And Alignable is such a huge platform now, and go into Alignable trainings and virtual networking events. The whole thing is just exploding. I think this is fascinating.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely fascinating. So, yeah.
There is a word that you have used in your gardening training, and I am probably going to mess it up, so please don't tease me, but is it called horticulture?
What do you mean? In my gardening and training,
Yes.
I use the word horticulture. Yes.
Okay. And the reason I was wondering about that is when those kind of words come up, is that the kind of word I could put in Power Thesaurus to dumb it down to my level?
I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to try it while we're on here.
Okay, that's fair, because powerthesaurus.org really has been a great fit for me. Yeah, I know. Seriously, it is overwhelming when you think about all the social media strategies, Karen. And the reason I help with posting parties is because I didn't know diddly doodly about them a couple years ago. And when I went to my very first one, there were 84 people on the call. And it was a group I had never heard of before. And I went to it because I didn't know anybody, which is kind of my thing. And it's literally posted on LinkedIn, free posting party. So I thought, what the heck is a posting party? So I went to it and I put in one picture of a dead plant, honestly. And it's a dead plant out of a certain person's garden that shall remain nameless, not Doc, by the way. But it's literally a picture outside a kitchen window of a big dead plant, and her landscaping was gorgeous. So how this happened, that's why I had to take the picture, never knowing I'd use it for a post. And all I did is post plants need hydration too, a few hashtags, a few this, a few that. And out of 84 people, I got 894 views right out of the gate and 68 comments. And that's what exploded my posting party, because I did not know one thing about it, how to do it, why to do it, what strategies to use to do it. And that's what started my love of posting parties, which exploded my LinkedIn account, which obviously cross-pollinates to explode my Facebooks and YouTube. And it's just incredible. Did you find a synonym, Doc?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
The first synonym is gardening. Agriculture, cultivation, farming, floriculture, landscaping, arboriculture, agronomy, husbandry, groundskeeping, tilling.
Well, that would dumb it down to my level then. So that would definitely help, because all of a sudden I hear you use horticulture, permaculture, doodah, and I'm just like, uh-oh. And so it really does help to know those words. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a great, trying to get off of here and getting back. There we go. Cause I can't see anything. I'm like stuck.
Seriously. Doc is staying on her screen.
And you can see me, but I can't see you. No, it's a great tool. It's a great tool for writing. It's a great tool if you're stuck. Or even, even if you want to just think through things on doing your 1-minute pitch or how you're going to talk to somebody. Like that would be perfect.
I just added ChatGPT AI on our wheel. So next time maybe that'll pop up, because the few times that I have used things like that, I am always interested in the verbiage that they use. And then when you try and translate it into your voice, because they know how you talk, that's always interesting. So look at these comments today, Doc. We've got Debbie and Karen here. We certainly thank you guys for joining us. And Karen feels possibly overwhelmed by social media. And Debbie, of course, laughs at the gardening, because that's a synonym for horticulture, permaculture. And then she knows how well I am at gardening, how good I am at gardening. And so it's back to that same drill. Each of us has a strength. And if we ever choose to change that strength or increase our strength on a different topic that we're not good at yet, then it's so cool that we have people right here in our Doc and Queenie community that might be able to help us with the hurdle.
Oh, and we've always talked about it. I think we were talking the other day. I remember telling you, finance rocks your world.
Oh, yes.
I try to listen to financial YouTubes, and I try to keep my eyes open.
Oh, wow. No, that just, bing, 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 bing.
That and the acronyms. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, no, numbers is my thing. And I was in finance since 1990. And so I was in it for so long. I really mean it. For 15 or 20 years, I was in the industry itself, and I loved it. And if anyone here is familiar with Corporate Woods in Kansas City, that was a finance empire at one point. And it was so awesome to go to work there, because as soon as you hit the threshold of the parking lot, it was like, boom. And here is a fantastic law firm, and here's our fantastic finance firm. And it was just absolutely so cool. And finance does rock my world.
I know it does. I know it
I'm
does.
kind of
And
a
you do
numbers
help
girl.
people. I kind of noticed that your numbers and dates and quarters and fractions. Fractions used to drive me crazy in school.
No,
But
I
yet,
just can't wait. Boom, boom, boom.
did you like algebra? I loved algebra. Go figure. But
Yeah,
I like
yes.
algebra.
Yeah. And of course, when you're trying to teach a kid algebra, first of all, they're on trigonometry now in kindergarten. But
Yeah.
if you try to teach a kid algebra, they are, what am I going to ever use that for? And I'm
Oh,
like, well, all
I used
right.
to say I can't stand geometry.
Yeah. Your life is geometry now, my friend. Look at that
Yes, it
greenhouse.
is.
Yeah, look at
Yes,
that
it is.
greenhouse.
Yeah, if you were to follow me around, you'd hear me talking to myself. I don't need geometry. What's with geometry?
What does a
So,
right angle look like? And show me 180 degrees in that greenhouse on a ladder. Boom. Yeah.
so before we go, Queenie, do you have any asks for today?
Well, actually, the cool thing is we are getting more and more and more and more and more people signed up for our Happy Co-op, and that's been a lot of fun with the Happy Neighborhood Project. First of all, it's free. I only teach free stuff, and I usually only promote free stuff. And in this case, Happy Co-op is free. Debbie Miller is here on the call, so please feel free, Deb, to put your link to join the Happy Co-op in our comment section here, and that's a blast. My YouTube channel is up to 569, and I am so excited about that because I can't even tell you how I did not expect that to happen. So getting more YouTube subscribers as I get closer and closer to that 1,000 mark has been a blast. So the water business is alive and well and doing so great. I hate to say allergy season, but as soon as I do say that, everybody's like, oh no, my allergies are getting in. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. So,
Did you know? Did you know? Speaking of allergies, that and I don't know where the stats are this year, but this region of the country is number 2 in allergies and mold. Number 1 is Florida. It might be all the wind. It's got to be the wind.
it wouldn't surprise me, actually. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it absolutely would not. That's awesome. So what is your ask besides everybody buying your ebook? I just think that's the coolest thing ever.
Well, it's premier pricing right now. The price is going to go up in April. So, yeah, if anybody knows anyone that would like, I call it the basics and beyond because it takes you step by step on how to set up a successful garden. So, but my ask, actually, I've been pushing to hit that 100 mark on YouTube so I can get my URL. So I checked yesterday, actually, and I was at 59. And I jumped 6 or 7 in the past week, which thank you everybody who did that. But yeah, that's my little ask for today. That, the ebook, of course.
That's a fantastic ask, honestly. And seriously, when I realized that we are hitting our 3rd Doc and Queenie Day, which sounds also impossible, but we are getting 6 months away from that, by the way. I think in those kind of terms, what did Doc and Queenie look like 3 years ago during the pandemic and all the faithful friends on purpose who were punt and pivoting all over the place? And now with the success journey, it's just so cool to see the growth of all of our friends here, all the Doc and Queenie guest lives we've been able to do. It has been a community building experience for me, and this has been a blast.
We have a lot of great fun, fearless females, wrong group, faithful friends on purpose.
Yep.
Everybody has
yes.
tags. And I would encourage anybody that's watching live or on replay, it would be great for posting. We've been posting different things on our page, go for it. That gives us buzz, which gives you buzz in return. So, and it just, it keeps building our reach on both sides of the fence. And, if you know of anybody, just have them sign up. We'd love to have more wonderful people in our group.
Absolutely true. I love that so much, Doc. This has been such a blast, and Power Thesaurus got us to this level today. So I love that.
I have to interject here before we go. Back when we first started, there were a lot of crazy pictures. So I'm thinking I might have to dig up some of our crazy fun pictures. I don't know if we've grown up or we just don't have time to do crazy pictures anymore.
Yeah. Oh, seriously. And you can do crazy pictures from your garden, and I can do crazy pictures when I'm on all these Zoom calls all day long. So yeah, a lot of things have changed in these 3 years. And by
Yeah.
the way, speaking of that, March 20th, does anyone remember what those dates are? And you think in terms of March, and March 12th actually was our final No Excuses Networking, which was a group that was in person here in the Kansas City area. And March 12th was our final one. Little did we know that that would really, really be final. But March 12th, but who's counting? That was our last No Excuses. And Keisha O'Neill actually said, "Oh my gosh, pray for me that this spring break doesn't last 2 weeks like they're planning." And I remember specifically, she said that she had has 3 little boys. And so all she was thinking when they were going to say, spring break is going to be extended. Little did we know spring break would be extended 3 years. So
Right.
yeah, that was our final in-person No Excuses Networking. And it was really our final.
Yep. And I always think of that time. I had the best garden ever that year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So March 20th, Royals opening.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fun days coming up, that's for sure. And
Right.
March 30th is the home opener. So they'll get to play in other places for a while, but I'm looking forward to that. Right this second in Kansas City, I just checked the weather app, is 57 and sunny.
Let's see. So it's 57 by you and it's 58 by me.
There you go. What a difference 10 miles makes.
It's incredible what 10 miles makes. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on Doc and Queenie Facebook Live at
High noon.
We are here every Monday at
high noon.
I try to get I love it when you say at.
Yeah. High noon.
So you can join us every Monday at high noon. We would love to have you join us, whether live or on the replay. You can reach out to Queenie, Kathy Weaver, at kathyweaverkc.com and all over social media as such, or myself, Doc, Laura Christine, at kitchengardenexpert.com and the like, all over social media. Until next time, have a fantastic and blessed week. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Queenie.
And thank you, Grace, for popping in. It was great to see you.
Grace.
And it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood for sure. Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Bye now.
Goodbye.